You're about to watch a free clip of Old School. If you like it, wait till you see the whole episode. All the episodes in their entirety are available for members. Become a member by going to tyt.com/join.
We found television's best kept secret, a public access, a channel 33, you're just an actor.
Welcome to Old School. I'm in an angry mood, which is not a very old school mood. If we start talking about my personal life, there's some chance I'm going to blow. And so we should probably not do that.
So I where I'm on a lot of shows, I have these wireless headphones. I was late to discover wireless headphones. I buy only cheap ones because I want the ones that go in your ear. People look a little weird with the white ones, the Apple ones. But they work really well. You can talk on the phone on it, and the wires are awful, right? I like the wireless headphones. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're giving me brain cancer, or ear cancer, but I like them anyway. And this pair, which cost $27.88 like 8 or 9 months ago, after I lost ones I didn't like that had big hooks here, and then I realize now, they look silly. I mean, I don't think this looks great, right? But it doesn't look silly. It doesn't look very silly, right? I'll give it, right? So I've had these a long time. I lose things, as you know, so they're dying to be lost, right? But I haven't because they actually stay around your neck, right? So if you feel it if they're. But I went to the dog park a couple days ago, and the new dog, who, God, he's an asshole, was nibbling on him. And then I went we fixed that and went to the park, and then they were gone. And I was like, you know what? I lost them at the dog park. I did. That's just, there's no way around it. They came off there. And I'm bending down, break up dog fights or whatever the hell you do there. And so we went back, whatever, I ordered another pair, it's okay. I gave him a good run. I decided not to get super angry at myself and frustrated. I don't like losing as many things as I lose. So we went back to the dog park today, and as we pulled in, I noted, hey, we're parking in the same spot we parked in Monday. How about that? That was it's a pretty big parking lot, but it was the same free space. I remember because it was right next to a little median thing, right? We go take the 2 dogs, 2 of the 3 dogs to the dog park. I got to come back. We're rushing to get back so I can take them home and get back here. And no drives east in Los Angeles are easy at 5:30, 5:45. So and then as we're loading the dogs into the car, I look at the ground in this same spot we parked in 2 days ago, and lying on the ground on the grass from 48 hours ago are these headsets.
Wow, that doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
That's a victory for humanity.
It's a victory for humanity. That's right. And they're working. Because it never rains here, so they're fine.
All right, Ben. There's so many things I have to say now, which is of course so old school. So it was a wonderful attempt at distraction to immediately go into a good story about your headphones.
Right. Wireless earbuds.
Earbuds, whatever. Your earbudsmans.
Yeah.
When I'm in an angry mood. So well played right out of the bat, because it made me have epiphanies. I've got observations I'm going to get to. Okay.
I thought it might.
But what I didn't expect was the twist at the end, because that victory, you have no idea how much it has put me in a better mood.
So I'm leading the way, Josie and my wife Lee are behind, and I come around the corner and I look down and I'm like, that can't be what I think it is, right? And I'm like, it is. Right? Okay. And hold on, so I go, I'll do it in exact. I go, Lee, come here, right now, come here. Like they're gonna go somewhere. Right? Right? And she goes, whoa. I go, what do you see right there? Because you can't just show it to you, have to do a reveal. And I'm like, what do you see right there? And she goes, what? I go, right there! And Josie, God bless her, was like, those are your headphones. Yeah. And I, of course, do this for those who, I raise my hands in the air in victory.
Because it is a victory.
Right.
It's a victory for mankind.
And Lee's like, all right, dude. And I'm like, no. And she was lovely. I don't mean, she wasn't like being like, she wasn't killing the buzz, but she didn't quite get
the magnitude of the
it's a 10. It's a 10.
Yeah.
So.
Because look, for those of you who don't get it, first of all, you're wrong. Okay, you should understand the depth of the victory.
Double win, just a small addition to it's not a double win. It's a nice little juicer on top of the win. So last night I go to order, I find the same pair. They have a new updated version. No, I want the version I lost. I don't need your updates. These work. I don't need another gadget.
No, the updates can only screw it up.
And my wife, God bless her, she's like, get the one you know. right?
Yes.
I'm like, yes, yes. And then she goes, get 2, right?
Oh.
And I go, no, I'm not going to waste another $27.99. If I lose that one, I'll get them then. I go, those other ones will turn up somewhere, even though I know they won't. So the added bonus is I didn't buy 2 extra ones. I bought one. So now I do have an extra one coming.
Double
It's a little
victory.
juicer on the way.
I mean, you almost got to walk off.
I know,
It's
totally,
a
yeah.
walk-off home run.
The
You
rest
gotta
of this
leave.
week can only get significantly worse.
Yeah. Because if you're wondering, like, what is all this about $27.99? No, it isn't about that. It isn't. It's about, for once, the world going right.
For once, the world was going right. That's right.
Right. And so I'll tell you my stories of victories along those lines, because this is really important. And then we'll decide who had the bigger victory, because it is a real interesting moral
right.
conundrum.
Wow.
Okay, it's a question of our times. Before I do that, though, I should note that 2 things. One is Old School is sponsored by ShopTYT.com.
Really?
Yeah, like where you can get Covfefe and this TYT sweatshirt, although it's over here.
Westland School?
No, that's not a thing. That's
Can't
not
buy
a thing.
it.
You
It is a
won't find
thing, but
that.
you can't buy it. That's
Yeah. So some of our shirts are now available on YouTube, where some of you are watching this. Down below, it's a magical thing. I don't know how it gets there, but you'll see them. So that's a new thing. Number 2, before I get to my victories, now that the first half hour is going on YouTube at some point, not live.
Oh, it hasn't even happened yet?
No, it's happening. No, I'm saying that the members get it live on Wednesday night when we do it live, and members get the whole thing. But I just, like, at the beginning of this, and at the beginning of the last one too, I was slightly self-conscious for a second, because I'm like, it's going to everybody. The first half hour is not just the members. We love the members. We're family, but you folks, you're strangers. Sometimes weirdos. And a lot of judging. Judge. Why are they talking about earbuds? F off. Okay. Okay, if you don't like it, don't watch. Okay, let's just be clear about that. No, and I've decided, no, I'm done with you. Okay, I'm just going to talk to the members like I always do, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, I believe there's other videos on YouTube.
There are other videos on YouTube.
That's what I investigated this, and I found out that they do have other videos on YouTube. So, but if you like it and you'd like to get more, then become a member at tyt.com/join. Okay, now back to the nonsense. Previously scheduled nonsense. So there's a couple of these stories. I'll do probably one, but you never know. So I had.
So you're saying you have a win this week on that magnitude?
No way. No,
Oh,
I had
okay.
to go back to like 1990 to get a win that big.
All right, sure. All right.
Okay. So, and I believe that is the year. I believe it's 1990.
You were 19.
No, it's 20. Yep. And I'm playing rugby, and the practice field is it's a little bit off campus. You got to walk all the way around the corner from the quad. It's about 4 or 5 blocks. It's away, right? But I had this bracelet that my girlfriend had given me. I was still with her in '90, so it's exactly the right year. Okay, and I'm kind of a dork, and especially back then I was a bigger dork. And
Hard to believe.
yeah, I know, but I think I got there. So I'm pretty sentimental and stuff. And
Right, you are sentimental.
yeah, and I forgot that I had it on. Went to practice, and after practice I look. I'm like, oh no, and I lost it. Okay.
Sure. Rugby,
Yeah.
aggressive, violent sport bracelet. Came
Yes.
off.
Yeah.
Where did you wear this bracelet? I mean, obviously on your wrist, but like what wrist? Like,
Yeah. No, just around. And in fact,
no, not around. Like, I don't mean like what locations did you wear the bracelet to? I mean, right wrist or left wrist? Like, next to the watch, not next to a watch.
one, I don't remember at all, and so that's somewhat relevant to the news this week, right? But I have zero recollection.
Anybody remember you wearing that bracelet?
Yeah,
Anybody
I know,
can testify
I
you
know,
lost the
I
bracelet
know,
there
I
at the
know,
front?
We can't. We shouldn't even joke. Okay, so I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess that it was on my right hand, and because my watch would be on my left hand.
Well, you could double up.
But
That's
maybe
what-
or maybe I didn't have a watch back then. I don't know.
Sure. Time sort of stood still then.
Yeah,
as a
kind
young
of,
man.
yeah.
Right.
Certainly, yeah, not like this. Anyways, lost at some point, and I decided I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna trace my steps. For whatever reason, I didn't think I lost it on the field. I don't remember why. I was pretty sure I lost it on the road. Okay, so I'm gonna trace all the way back that distance.
Long walk.
Yeah, and I'm going to be looking at the sidewalk the whole way and try to find this bracelet. Okay? It's impossible. That's never going to work. It's never happened in the history of humanity. Obviously, you can see where this is going because we said it was going to be a victory, and so I'm 3/4 of the way in. That's even better because
right. Not right at the beginning.
Not at the beginning. You worked for it
Yeah,
and
to
you
earn it.
believed, even though you shouldn't have believed, against all odds.
I just, I would, if you could bottle the feeling that you had on that 3/4 of the way walk back. Right?
Oh God!
Right.
That-
The world belongs to Cenk Uygur.
That's right. That feeling. There's a good chance I should have retired at that point. Okay, I'm done, guys. I'll see you later. And I did consider it. I considered being a philosopher, which would have been funny. It's a very Cenk thing to consider. So that might have been the breaking point right there. Like, no, guys. They're like, why'd you become a philosopher? I found the bracelet.
Found the bracelet. Yeah.
Like I knew I couldn't beat that. I knew, so my career was done. So I'm just contemplating from now on. So anyway, 3/4 of the way in, I'm like, oh my God, it's there. I can't believe I found it. I can't believe it. I felt so good.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. And yeah, where's that bracelet today? I have no idea. No idea. Lost it somewhere else later, but it doesn't matter,
Right.
Because it was the importance was the size of the victory at that moment.
Yeah, the bracelet also mattered to you then. When you lost it later, you took it off because you stopped wearing it. You were broken up with her. It ceased to have the role that it had in your life. It ceased to mean something to you. So losing it at that point, or even throwing it away, or whatever happened, was not immaterial.
Yeah, and so now let's have a super interesting conversation. The conversation America has been waiting for. What was the bigger victory, yours or mine?
Oh, it's no contest.
No, really? Because I think it is a contest. Because mine, I worked for it, so there's an argument to be made that it's much better. You didn't work for it, so there's an argument to be made that it's much better.
That's right. You're right. But the fact that I didn't work for it makes it better.
Right.
I'm 51. You were 19. Your life at that point, full of victories, little moments. I'm 51. I'm on the downside of literally everything. The greatest joys I will have in life going forward will not even be mine. Right?
They'll be your daughters.
They'll be my daughters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was a big one for me. This doesn't get a lot better. This is like, you know, when my wife and I really got together. Like that was a great night. You know.
Well, that's super sweet. Okay.
Like not when we met, but when we like connected. You know. And you know.
It's kind of uncomfortable in here, don't you think? I'm a little uncomfortable. Anyway, yes.
I remember more than my daughter's birth, like the doctor telling us that it was a girl. Like I sort of knew it was a girl. I mean, people say that, and of course, half of them are just going to be wrong. You know,
but and half are right.
Half
like
are
you.
right, and I was right. There was a what do you call it? What are the things they take? Amnio, the picture.
The amnio thing, yeah.
There's a better word.
Amniocentesis.
Amniocentesis, but that's not.
That's probably not it though.
Cardiogram.
Anyway,
the photo, right, where you see the baby in the womb.
Yeah.
And her legs were crossed, but they were crossed just at the ankles.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's a girl, right? It didn't seem.
What a weird assumption.
Because this is not a guy move, a little boy move.
Really?
Yeah, I thought a guy would be like, guy might do this.
They're fetuses, Ben.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not making active decisions. I don't know if you know that.
Was I right or wrong?
Well, you did nail that 50% call.
Yeah.
That's funny. I thought you were going to say that's when I knew she was a Mankiewicz.
Oh.
Like just put your feet up. It's going to be okay.
Relax, everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
So we had decided that we would, in fact, get the doctor to tell us at some point, because I believe that you should. You don't need an extra surprise when your kid is born. Like that day is big, right?
Yeah.
Like we had a baby and it's a boy. Like you could stop it. We had a baby today. Like, it's amazing. So I think
that's the size of that victory is good enough. It's not an earbud. It's not finding an earbud.
it's not finding an earbud. No, when there was zero hope of finding the earbud. But so I think have a different day where you learn the sex of the baby. That's also a nice day. Hey, we found out we're having a girl. We found out we're having a boy, right? So we were going to do it, but we didn't expect it then, and we hadn't told the doctor that we wanted it. So the doctor was like, "Hey, yeah, I got the results of the new." We knew he'd be calling me. Like, so what's the result? This was because my wife's a little older. There were some health test, right? Like, hey, we got the results of the ACDC test. And it's negative. Your little girl's fine. And that was it. And we're like, little girl. Oh, so it's a girl. He's like, yeah. I'm like, I think you're supposed to.
That's the thing to punch.
That's right.
You lead with that one.
But we didn't even expect it in that call. We thought there would be weeks before we found that out. But it was a love. I just remember thinking, I'm gonna have a girl. I was very excited that day.
Yeah,
But not like today.
Not like today. No, today was a different day.
Yeah.
See, you did not convince me that your victory was bigger. I get it, and you made a very compelling case. Okay, I think the Democrats are going to use you in the questioning. But so that's I got to stop. Anyway, so that's compelling. But Craig, I'm going to go to the jury here. So. Downside of life, he claims, he finds that he didn't have to work for it, and it's magic. It's a miracle. It's in where is it in Hollywood, Santa Monica?
It was in Santa Monica.
Okay, the miracle in Santa Monica.
The Santa Monica Airport miracle.
Yeah, there you go. No one believed. No, and Tom Jackson didn't believe. And 2/3 of the way in, you secretly stopped believing. But you gutted it out, and 3/4 of the way, you found the bracelet. Okay, so I think that's a question for the ages. Which one is a bigger victory? So I don't agree with Ben that it's a no-brainer. That I'm clear.
Yours has more sentimental value to the bracelet. So I feel like
you're taking the sentimental value into it.
More like rewarding, I guess, because the object itself that you found.
Yeah, but you went looking for a thing that had a reason to be there.
The longer time, he said there was a longer time.
Yeah, it was 48 hours.
48 hours. I ordered a replacement. It was gone. I tore the house apart. I mean, I left that part of the story out.
Okay, that's relevant to the story.
I dumped over 2 bags. I looked everywhere.
There's jumping. That's unfair. It's that was too late in the process to introduce that evidence. Okay.
So, why didn't I say that?
I'm rushing to a vote right now. We got to vote right now. Okay, I don't want you to talk anymore. Okay. So.
I want a fair process. So.
Yeah, I just want a fair process. That's all I want. Okay. Nonetheless, I'm going to do it because I like to have fun with senseless things. We now have the poll. It's back. Okay?
Oh, really?
So
we'll
do
someone
the seasons.
operating it?
Kind of. They will do the seasons at a later time.
The question was, what is the least American season?
Yes, and that's very important. But we'll get back to it.
Seasons of the year, not sports seasons.
That's right.
Because obviously, hockey.
Yeah, it's not a conversation. So today's poll is going to be just for your old school viewers. What was a bigger victory, Ben finding his earbuds or Cenk finding the bracelet? Okay? That's it. No one else will understand what the hell that poll is, okay? And in fact, when I tell the producers to do that poll, they'll go, oh, for God's sake, Cenk.
Right.
Like, what? No, nobody cares about that poll. What are you talking about? It's gonna get 17 votes, okay? But I believe in you. I believe that you understand that this is of utmost importance.
That's right.
Okay, so tyt.com/poll. Let's see if I can even remember what the hell the question was. Okay, all right. What is the bigger victory?
What is the bigger victory?
Okay.
You finding your bracelet. Do we need any context?
No, I eschew context on purpose.
But you don't want to say even like in 1990 or me finding just nothing.
No, the context will be you watch Old School.
Right. You want context? Watch Old School.
Yes. Right. Okay. So, which leads me back to earbuds, because as you were talking, I had, you're going to be shocked to find out, an epiphany, and it made me, this is like a poor man's epiphany. Actually, quite literally, when I explained to you what it is, I realized I didn't want, I hate the wires. I can't, one of the great frustrations of my life is there's a call coming, trying to untangle the wires in time before you pick up the phone and et cetera. And they just, it's amazing. They're actually magical. Like if you put wires anywhere, and let alone, if you put them in your pocket, good night, Irene. Okay, I don't know what happens in there. They're like, we're in the pocket, go time. They're like, boom, boom, boom. And they just like, they decide that they're gonna get so woven up that you're never gonna be able to untangle them,
Do you know what this thing? The puzzle piece?
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it goes in the bag. Lee gave me some for like stocking stuffer, but you wrap the wire around
No,
it.
I would never have the patience to wrap it. I just put it in my pocket, okay? And then when it's in the pocket, they think it's go time.
I got it for Christmas. I know it was in like a stocking stuffer. I didn't, this is the first time I've used. I've yet to. So I wound them like a couple of days ago. These are like.
But now you don't want to use them
Right, of course
because
not.
you don't
So-
want to unwind.
Right, I know. But when I lost these ones, I was like, I gotta use the wired ones, and I'm gonna have to unwind it because the blue.
No, nothing has proven my case better than the fact that you haven't used them in a couple of days.
Totally, yeah.
If the minute you said that, I was like, I knew not to wind them. I knew not to wind them. Okay.
And some people, like my wife, they can unwind. They can. I mean, they get the thing, and they're like, oh, just ta-da!
Yeah, no, I'm not an unwinder.
No, I'm not an unwinder.
I'm not a winder or an unwinder.
I'm a winder. No, I mean, I'm a, you know,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm a tangler.
tangler. Thank
but
you.
not a winder.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I like that they've decided, like I've decided that the wires are on a mission, like that they have consciousness and they're like,
Right.
it's in the pocket, it's go time. They're like, it's go time, get tangled.
They're like, Larry, come through here, come through here. He's like, I can't make it. You can make it. Come through.
Come on, come on,
Come on.
He'll never be able to untangle this.
Yeah, because then we're gonna loop it back.
Yeah, come on. And then Larry's like, fuck it, you're right. Let's go for it. Okay. And then when I'm struggling with it as the phone is ringing, the guy turns and goes, I told you, Larry.
Yeah, no, Larry's just like, you called it. Nice.
You called it.
Yeah,
man. That really f***ed him up.
Yeah, you know what? He's gonna miss this call.
And then I missed the call. I go, shit. And they're like, victory. The size of that victory.
Yeah, they're having a different poll.
Anyway, so why not get the earpieces that don't have the wires? They make perfect sense for a guy like me.
They do.
And I realized while you were talking why I didn't get them. One, I didn't believe in them.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think like they're not really gonna work.
Right.
Like they don't have wires.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. No, it's, and I think, so I never consciously thought about it. I must have subconsciously thought, like, they'll go in and out. Like they'll, I know it's not that they're never gonna work. No, of course not. But they'll work 15% less than the regular ones, and that'll drive me crazy. And so you're now telling me that's not true.
It's not true. I mean, I think the better ones you get, the better like when you're walking outside, like in the car, which is where you have many of these conversations, they'll be great because it's an enclosed space, or even in your house, they're good. When you're walking, like they pick up, but so do the wired ones. They pick up like, people are like, hey man, I can barely hear you. But that's true when I'm on the wired ones too. They don't like,
You're talking me out of it now.
but that's true. That's true of wired ones too. There's no,
So then-
with the wired ones, I always end up doing this, like talking directly into it.
Yeah, no, I'm loud, so that's not an issue for me.
It's just that it's like if there's construction 3 blocks away, they're like, "Where are you?" And I'm like,
right.
"I don't." And you don't even really hear it. But that's only outside when there is significant ambient noise.
Yeah, I'm on the fence on this. Okay, I realized the second reason was, like the Apple ones, I think are like $65.
I think they're more. I think they may even be more.
I was like, for an earpiece?
And you're going to lose it because you know why?
Yeah,
Because they're not connected to each other.
yeah.
I mean,
that's
at least
right.
these have a cord in between, like connecting side to side. The Apple ones just go right in your ear. But they apparently work, and so it's funny. So I said to my wife when I thought that before the victory of today, I said last night, I'm like, look, I don't want you to get me anything for Christmas. Because of course it's me getting myself something for Christmas, right? Like, enough with the spending of the money at the Christmas. And she said, I'm not going to get you those. And I'm like, well, she's like, I realize you just said you wanted them, but that's not a good gift. And I'm like, but I do want them. She's like, yeah, I have something else in mind, which is crazy because you just literally asked for these things. So it doesn't even matter. So it doesn't, I just gave a shot to being like, hey, look, that's a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Like spend $100, give it to me, and I'll be like, fantastic. And then of course I'll lose one.
Yeah.
But you really only need one. Like if you're gonna listen to music, you need 2. But if you're having a phone conversation or listening to a podcast, like I listen to podcasts while walking the dogs, I drop the other one so that I can communicate with the dogs and the other people.
So I told a story internally here at a meeting the other day. Sometimes I have a thermometer in my head, and it goes up and down based on the topic and et cetera. So sometimes it's based on likelihood of success. As you're telling me about, hey, we're going to do this. Is it a good idea, bad idea? I'm like you'll say something, I go, good idea, like bad idea, right? And it goes up and down during the conversation. And so we had a massive thermometer swings as you were describing it. You're like, oh, sometimes it's more down, okay? Right. You're like, and sometimes it's hard to hear down. You're gonna lose them.
No,
but then you're like, you could do with only one. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And you said it's hard to hear, but then they'll hear somebody from 3 blocks away during construction. I was like, oh, so it's not that hard to hear.
No, it's not. It's not hard to hear. It's they hear other noises too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're getting.
But I'm so cheap, man. If they're more than $65,
dude,
I don't think I can do it.
Look, you just buy these. They're $27.99. Buy these.
Where do you find them? Just shoptyt.com?
Shoptyt.com. Yeah.
It's not true, but you should go there.
Yeah. Look, one that says winter is, the other one says coming. No, Amazon. I mean, you can go to a store.
Okay.
I'll send you the link. They arrive 2 days later. You don't even have to use the instructions. I figured out how to pair them with my phone. There's only like one button on it. So I'm like, I'm gonna hold this button down. And then it showed up on my phone. I'm like, yeah, pair. Done.
Huh. Yeah. So, okay, well, look.
Huge downside. There's a huge moment.
Yeah.
You do have to charge them.
You have to charge the earpiece.
Yeah, they're wireless, man. But they last a super long time. So I charge them like every 3 days. Every 3 or 4. You charge them at night. You put next to the phone charger.
I know when to charge things. It's okay. That part I got.
Right. So you charge. I'm saying like every 3 days.
Do they have a special charger?
Yeah, but it's like every other charger. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's the other kind of charger that isn't the iPhone charger that everyone else is. Craig, what do they call those? No. The other kind, like whatever everything else is that every other device charges by. Every other.
USB?
Yeah, whatever. All right, Craig. Unbelievably, Craig doesn't know.
Yeah, it's the first thing Craig's not known in his life. Okay, so that's so funny. When I was talking about the chair involuntarily went down and went down, which almost never happens, but does happen from time to time. All right, I'm out of topics. No, I came in with a head of steam, which you brilliantly headed off with the unexpected genius earbud conversation. So nobody saw that coming. That was a bigger twist than the Red Wedding. They'll be talking about it for years. But look, what I was going to talk about, if I didn't get into my personal life, which we shouldn't, is the madness of today.
Well, first of all, let's have the fun part of today, because I called you today to report on a story that I had heard before people.
Yeah, there's 2 fun parts. We did talk about it on the show, but they're too much fun to not touch back on old school.
So yeah. I both took my daughter to school and picked her up. Mm-hmm. And like, you picked my daughter up, took her to school, took the dogs to the dog park. How did I get any work done today?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you should have retired.
I should have. And then drove here.
You wonder why wives get frustrated with guys, right? Like, honey, I pick up our daughter from school and went to the dog park. Like, what else do you want out of my life, right? That's how a guy thinks. And she thinks, I do that every day, twice a day oftentimes, plus everything else I do. You're like, okay, don't rub it in.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's how I used to feel about when I because I haven't had a regular schedule, 9 to 5 schedule. I have it some days, but not in like 20 years that I have not had that, which is good. But so some days, and sometimes I'll have more work. I'll have 9 days worth of work and 3 days to do it. That happens a lot, right? And you're like, I don't know how this is going to happen. You stay up late. But then there are some days where I think, and there were days when I could have done some of that work, and I don't know what to do all day. So that's a day where I always, sometimes literally, but usually metaphorically, I just think, buy stamps. Because buying stamps, you feel so productive.
Okay, you even lost me on that one. Like, No, you don't.
No,
That's what are you from 1987 called and would like their analogy back?
When I go to the and I don't know how much stamps are now. They're like 49 cents or something like that. So 20 stamps.
I
cost-
literally haven't bought stamps in over a decade.
One now.
You-
They're 51. Now here's amazing.
Craig's like, you're crazy. They're like 51. I said 49. Like,
What are you, nuts? Who thinks they're still 49?
Yeah.
They're all the
Sorry.
way up to 51.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
we're
I'm
going to
so
have a
out of
fun
touch.
guessing game in a second. All right, thanks for watching this free clip of Old School. Don't forget to become a TYT member today for the rest of the show and for more exclusive content throughout the network. Join now at tyt.com/join.
We found television's best